Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we're going to give our first impressions on Century, Golem Edition, and Endless World.
That's right. Not this one. We played this one quite a while ago. And here,
We've played it many times.
let me sneak this in here. I won this game during our first ever Not So Average board game tournament. That was my prize.
Yeah, okay, guys. He's the one. He asked me, "Do you want this in the video?" And now I see why he wanted it here.
Oh,
He just wanted to do a little humble brag.
Any chance to bring it up.
Wow. Okay. Well, now it's starting to make sense why he wanted that in here.
But yeah, that's a sequel to this one, but also a standalone. And it's compatible with this. You can mesh them together, which we have not tried yet. We've only played the base game of this.
Yes. Yep. We just actually finished playing our first game of this.
Who won that game, Zach?
Wow. I just need to get out of here while I can. But no, you won by, what was it, 6 points?
Yep.
6 points. So it was a close game, and I wasn't really sure who was going to win until about the end. I knew who was going to end the game. I could tell that I wasn't able to get one more card, which could have got me a few more points.
One more turn, and you would have had another card.
Yeah, it was just barely short. But that's the kind of way it goes in these games, because this is an engine building game. If you've played any of even like the Century Spice Road, it's a very similar. I think it might be pretty much the same game as that. Well, this one is. Yeah. This one is similar to. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember what it's. It probably has Endless.
It's a similar sounding one from that series, and I think all of them are pretty much the same
just
game.
Just Golem theme on it.
So and that's why I prefer these ones, because they're a little nicer looking.
They got those gems instead of cubes.
Yes, which definitely makes it a lot nicer. But
for sure.
Yeah, what were your initial thoughts on this? Were you excited to play this one? Do you think it would be one you'd like, or do you kind of hesitant?
Well, I like this game, so going into that, I was excited because more Century, but I was also a little worried because can it live up to it, and is it going to be? Because this one's a real simple, straightforward, turning resources, trading them in, getting more, buying cards, and I was worried that this would overcomplicate it. So I was hesitant, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. I really enjoyed the Century Golem Edition, because it's just a engine building game, so you kind of try to get together a set of cards that work really well together to try to buy the Golem cards, point cards, just to try to get as many points as you can, as quickly as you can. It's kind of a race game to see who can do it the fastest, really, when it comes down to it. So I was excited, and I was actually a little more excited about this just because it had worker placement in it, which is one of my favorite mechanisms. So I figured if it had some of the goodness of the engine building from this one and brought it into a worker placement, that I had pretty high expectations for the game.
I think it turned out to be pretty much that. This with worker placement.
Yes.
So pretty much the cards in this one, those actions are on a board, and you have your workers that you place on those actions to get those gems or transfer gems and things like that by the golems.
Right. Yeah. It definitely feels like this game. Yes. Almost straight turned into a worker placement game. It feels very, very similar. The action spaces, they're open to everyone. So that's obviously a little bit different, where in this game you have your own set of cards and you're kind of building a deck, sort of. I would say it's it's a hand. You're building a hand that you put some things together. Whereas in this one, you know what's available to you, but there's a chance that an opponent may take that space.
And then it's like bumping type worker placement. So if
Right.
someone's there with 3 workers, you would have to place 4, and they would get those back in their reserve.
Yeah, so, and I really like that mechanism in games.
yeah,
I
me
think
too.
that's a really neat worker placement
Because
thing.
someone can be like, oh no, I don't have the workers that I need to do what I want this round. I'm gonna have to pull them all back, and then someone takes the spot, bumping you off, giving you those workers you need.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Because then all of a sudden it could change your mind.
Which
Like,
you ended up doing for me in one of the spots to get one of those golem cards without
typical.
saving me a turn, which could have decided the game easily.
Yeah, that's true. And I think you bumped one of mine as well. And looking back, I think that might have been a waste of a turn for where I placed it. I don't remember what I placed it on, but I was debating just foregoing that because I had the option of taking the action, or I could have waited, try to do something better after I took my workers back, but I ended up taking it. So who knows? Maybe that ended up costing me, but
Maybe.
I still really like that that option is available to bump things, and you don't have to necessarily wait for your opponent to pull back. So yeah, like instead of in this game where you can draw back or bring all your cards back to your hand, this one you can bring your workers back, which open up all the spots that they were on.
Yeah.
Which is also an interesting thing when your opponent may have a few workers left and a lot of the spaces are filled. You're like, is there any way I can hang on just a little bit longer so that I don't open up a spot for them to put that worker? So then it's going to cost me more.
But then at the same time, you can't place where you already have meeples. Yeah. So yeah, that while it's a little more competitive for the action spots, I feel like in this game you can kind of get locked into maybe a bad combo of cards if you haven't built your hand right, and this one gives you a little more leeway because you can always change and go with a different action to get what you need at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, you can use, like you said, what you need at that current moment may be different than what you need in a future moment.
Yeah.
And I would say, I haven't played this one in a while, but this one could be might be a little bit faster than this one. Just because this one allows you to get some of those higher gems easier, in easier ways.
Yeah.
It costs you more workers to get those, but you have the option to get them. Whereas in this game, sometimes cards just don't come out to get some of those higher ones right away, or convert something you have into the pink one, so then you either have to upgrade, and then draw back, and then upgrade type thing.
Yeah. Because with this, where you play a card, and you kind of have to go through your whole hand to do it, or else with this, you can play it, someone can bump you, and then you can immediately go there again, possibly.
Yeah.
And also, the golems in this are just straight points, but these ones, they give you a bonus at the top, which can either be more workers that you have, which I was very efficient with from time to time. I got the exact workers I needed to go and get another golem back to back. They can also give you discounts for going to some of the spots on the map, or bonuses for when you go there.
Right. And I had some of the discounts, which was really helpful. But you had
when I went to get a green, I had 2 of them that gave me a bonus green.
Yeah, which was really, really powerful for you.
Yeah,
I mean, you were able to pretty much...
Because I got those, I think those might have been my first 2 that I got.
So you could turn pretty much 1 green action into
3
greens. And that's pretty big.
And that only took 1 worker to go there, or was it 2 workers? Yeah, 1 worker. And there's another spot below it that gives you 2 greens. I think that costs 3 workers, or was it just 2?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still giving up only 1 worker for 3 of them.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do like the discounts and the benefits that they give.
Yeah. And the other things that they give are clouds, which open one of them. They have a cloud symbol, and a lot of the spots on the board have cloud symbols on them, which block them from being able to go there. So when you get one of those golems, you get to pick up that cloud piece that also has a little benefit on it. And now that spot is open for everyone to go to, and I like that. And we didn't open that many. There weren't that many of those cards in the deck.
Yeah, that's why
which
I thought there would
surprised
be.
Me.
Yeah, because another thing you can get are these chips that give you points for the certain symbols. I think there were 4 different symbols on the top of the cards as well.
Yep.
So it's somewhat of a set collection. You get some bonus points.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got multiple of the winged ones, which are the ones that gave you let you remove those cloud pieces.
Yep.
And so I assumed because what was it?
Because it was like a whole quarter.
A quarter to a third of
Yeah.
them were covered in these. So I'm like, oh, there's got to be a decent amount of these ones in the thing.
Yeah.
And there was actually only 4. So as long as we set it up right, I know we had to take cards out. There's a certain amount in a 2-player game
I
that
think
just take out. So there might have been some we missed. I don't know.
I think there were only like 4 or 5 more in there.
Yeah.
And then they would also add more cards that aren't those. But yeah. So yeah, you get to...
Looking back, knowing that, I might have played it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And the ones that I ended up picking up to uncover, so I just figured there'd be more options to uncover certain actions.
Yeah.
And that obviously didn't happen. I think that'd be one downside maybe, is there was so many of those actions that were closed off.
Yeah.
Kind of gave us less options of what we could do.
Yeah, Cookie doesn't like that either.
Oh, Cookie, you did not like that one bit. But no, otherwise, what's your initial rating of the game?
My initial rating is going to be an 8.
Ooh,
It's
a little higher than I thought it'd be for you.
Yeah, it was... I don't know if it is quicker or if it just feels a lot quicker because we just learned it and we're expecting it to take a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was like. How long did that even take? It only took us like 20, 30 minutes.
30 to 45 for both of them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I haven't played that one recently enough to remember how long that one took. But yeah, I mean, especially for a first play, it felt like at most it only took us 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Which is 2 players, and it's a racing game, kind of to see who can get those cards the quickest. But
I mean, we're pretty prone to analysis paralysis when it comes to these games.
Right. So, yeah, to have a game go that quickly, it's pretty awesome, especially a worker placement one. So yeah, I think I'd initially have to give it a 7.5, I believe. Nice. So right around there. I think from one play, I like this one a little bit better than this one, but I would be interested to see. We kind of went over the rules to combining them, and it sounds interesting to open up a few more options. So I'd also be interested in trying that as well to see.
Yeah, and then you can get the other one in the series, and I think that can combine with this, or you can combine all 3.
So maybe we'll have to try that out at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how these work together, and if it's a great time, then we may have to get that last one. I think that has some
tiles. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. That sounds like something I would like as well, because these are 2 really great games.
I don't know. I think this might end up topping this as well.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if
although it doesn't have metal coins.
That's true.
And I don't think
that is disappointing.
And I don't think the metal coins are brought into the combination.
Well, we can find a way. We will find a way to break the game.
These are my new meeples.
There we go. But no, otherwise, let us know if you have the second game. Is it, what was it called? Century Eastern Wonders, I believe. Something like that. So let us know if you've played that one and if it's worth us checking out, if we like these 2, for sure. But otherwise, if you have any questions on this one or even the original, let us know as well. Otherwise, we will see you next time, but don't forget to
keep on nibbling.